and then designing the best experiences for the customer. And by the way, I'm recording the sessions. I forgot to put the recording, so the session is being recorded and it will be available. And then I was also in charge of mobile app, emails, everything that was touching customers. So if you imagine all the customer touch points and all opportunities for usability testing in the world like Sunwing, it's humongous. So I did a lot of user experience, usability testing, observations, ethnography. So pretty much every research and studies you can think of, I have. At Sunwing, I have at Flight Center, I have at Rogers. In fact, at Rogers, I worked at Rogers for 2 years, and all of what we done was usability testing, user research, surveys, observations, data, analytics, customer mapping, trying to optimize all of Rogers' websites, My Rogers, the app, so that the consumer feel that they could do everything that they wanted online and not have to call a Rogers or not even go to a store. So usability testing is not a standalone thing. Usability testing is there to help the business to make choices, help the business to understand what is going on with the users. Why are people not signing up to Rogers? Why are people not signing up to Air Canada Vacations website? And I also work at Air Canada Vacation for about 7 years. So in all of my roles, I have built usability testing practice. I have built research. I have built digital. I have built teams. I have coached, managed, and then conducted testing, conducted observations, conducted research. So now my goal is to bring that to you and help you to be equipped to do it on your own and then learn the methodology, learn the framework of usability testing, understand why we do, when we do, what it will do, and what you need to do, and the questions you need to ask yourself to be successful on testing. Now we're going to do this in school, so it's a safe place to learn. I don't expect you to be expert, so I expect you to ask questions. I expect you to come forward. I expect you to not know, and then but be curious, be intrigued, be passionate, and then know why we do things. That would be very, very important. I've got a degree in psychology. I've got a master's of education. So I've learned not only to education and how we teach and how we learn, but I also focused on UX. I was working with a teacher who was in cognitive psychology, working on software and looking at user experience, human factors. 20 years ago, there was no one program where you could do UX. You had to come up with your own curriculum, which I did. I did that for many, many years, but that I've done my entire career. But at some point, I did my MBA because I wanted to understand better businesses. I wanted to understand how user fits into business and how I can be a VP to represent the user so that I can be at a table like VP of marketing, VP of finance, VP of HR, and make big decisions that influence from the user lenses. So that was my goal, which I achieved. Now I teach. Teaching. I love meeting the students, and I love sharing, and then I want to make you better. The next, and the current, the existing next generation of specialists when it comes to usability testing to make our product better and make a product better for consumer and business to be successful. So, are there any questions about how I came to where I am and what I have done, and maybe even what usability testing is? But we are going to go in a lot more depth, obviously, that you guys would like to know. And please introduce yourself through the forum. Tell us about me, about you, or perhaps do we have anybody who wants to come forward and share with us maybe why you're doing this class, or have you done usability testing? Like, you know, anybody, if there's someone who wants to come forward, I'll be happy to give you that chance. We're not too big of a class, so we have a few minutes. Do we have someone who wants to come forward and introduce themselves? Let me put a little poll. Okay, I have done. We have real life usability testing. Okay, so there's a poll. Please go ahead. I have done usability testing before. Half and half. You see, this is a great way to get feedback, very quick feedback about your audience, about the customer, using polling user survey. So awesome. Thank you so much for those of you who have responded. Half have done, half have not done. If you have done, hopefully there'll be new elements that you will going to learn. Hopefully it'll be something new that you will learn that will make you better when it comes to usability testing. But I'm assuming there's a reason why you also chose to do that course. That will only you will know exactly what motivated you. But this is awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time to answer the local poll. So we have a very, very divided team, but there will be something for all of you. So that is awesome news. And for those of you that have never done testing, then this is actually why this class is here, to introduce you and give you an opportunity to do it with your classmate, and also do it with me remote as one of the tester, and then also do it with real people. You will do that all in this class. It will be awesome. And then you will learn about heuristic evaluation. So my teaching philosophy is to help you to make you think as well. Sometimes I will try not to give you the answers right away, but I will try to make you come up to the answer on your own if you can, and or sometimes find the best possible answer. Again, there's no one recipe, but I will you will learn a framework that you will be able to apply and be able to adapt to what makes sense to you. I will try to teach you real life scenarios. I'm only going to be talking about real life and what has. I will try to give you some opportunities to think, critical thinking, participation, communication, data, analytics. So this survey is maybe a way that will help you to know that maybe it's time to do usability testing as well. So here I know, if I know, you could put a survey to any of your online experiences. And maybe you will find out that people are telling you they're having a hard time with a specific experience. Then you don't know why. And then you have no answer through your data. And then you have to do a usability. You've done heuristic evaluation and you find it as a critical one of the heuristic that is really causing issues, but you don't know what the solution is, and you need to do more in depth. You need to do usability testing. So you are going to use data. Opportunity to discover on your own. So I will give you time to explore and think about a specific topic. The readings, when I say here's some readings for you to do, the readings are an opportunity for you to start learning about the topic, learn about testing, learn about analysis, learn about reporting, and or a little bit of your own, reading on your own, and see what you already know and close the gap and come prepared to classes. And then hear from me how I have applied the topic, and then learn from that, and then see how you apply it and see what kind of results you get on your own. We are safe. It's a safe class. As I said, I don't expect you to be expert. And I don't take attendance, but what I have seen is when people come to class and they participate, they do better in the assignments, and you will do better in the real world. So very simple. This class is to teach you how you do usability testing and why we do usability testing. So it's really, really entirely about usability testing and the value. And I would say usability testing is what has given me the opportunity to learn and know about the users. And the technology and the techniques that I have learned 25 years ago are still very similar. Yes, the technology has changed a little bit. But what we try to do and dealing with the customer and what you need to do and what you need to be paying attention to, that has not changed. Why? Because it's psychology. The behavior doesn't change that much. Maybe web, online, the website has changed. Obviously, 20 years ago, there was no web almost. It was very information based, but now you have tools like Blackboard. So we are far from being content only to an application, to a product. And there's different ways, different categories of doing usability testing. You will learn that. So that is really, now this is your opportunity to learn everything and then feel very confident. And you have blocked time to really focus and forget about everything else, forget about what is happening at home, and focus on your learning, which is your best investment for yourself. So this is a little picture of what maybe one of the setup for usability testing will look like, and we're going to talk more in great details. This is what we say, just based on the image, and maybe let me ask the class, for those of you who know or may not know, is this moderated, or is this what looks like maybe unmoderated or non-moderated testing? So is this moderated? Does it look like it's moderated, or it looks like it's on or unmoderated or non-moderated testing? You guys can talk, or you guys can also chat. Put the answer on the chat. I have chat open so I can see everything. Yes, it looks like it's moderated. Absolutely. Thank you, Anne, Elizabeth, Elena. It looks like it's moderated. There are two people, but it's hard to tell who's the participant and who's the facilitator. Actually, it says participant facilitator, but I was just like looking at the images. So the participant is on the left. The facilitator is on the right-hand side. She's facilitating, and it's moderated, so she can actually observe there. She can ask questions. She can stop, or she can even change a little bit of the course of the usability testing. So I've put a little quote. I personally view launching a new digital property without any user involvement or usability testing as almost the equivalent of flying a plane without any instrument at night. So I think it's very, it's not a good decision for businesses to launch a brand new product or a new digital asset or a new customer experience with no user involvement, no validation. Even if it's a minimum set of testing or usability testing for maybe the most visited consumer will actually go through. If you don't do that before you launch your product, I think that it can be very negatively impactful for the business. It could actually hurt the business, and I think it's as bad as flying the plane that has no instrument and hit a mountain. At some point, testing happens. Usability testing happens. The user will be in front of your computer. They will be using your product. They will either be successful or they will fail, and they will never come back. And then you lose money, you lose customer to your competition. So it happens. Testing happens. It's just you decide, when do you want to get the insights? Would you prefer having the insights before it's launched that you know that you can change, versus the insight that you get is people are not using your mobile app? People are abandoning your buying flow halfway. And often it's too late. It's already built and it's been designed. So it's very costly. So what are we going to do in this class? I will introduce you to usability testing, how it can help you to gain insights about your design, gain insights about your user. In the previous class I was just teaching before this class, someone said, do I need to know about psychology and be a psychologist to be a good user experience design? And it's in the class of information architecture. You don't, but the more you know about the users, the more you see the user using the product, the more you see them in action, the more insight you will get. And everything you will learn will help you to become a better expert. It will become a better expert in not only doing usability testing, but knowing about the users. Then you can take that and you can design. Then you can optimize, then you can make it better. Now, what's really important, we also have to align with businesses. And then what are the teams? You're not going to work alone in usability testing. And this is why all of the assignments, you have to work with teams. You can't do usability testing by yourself. And you're going to be working with stakeholders, clients, colleagues, developers, designers. You have to be good at people. So, and I'm hoping you chose this course and this career for that reason. You like people. So you will learn how to validate your design. Validate your design and validate your assumptions. And there will be surprises, good ones and not so, to the unknown. And this is why we do usability testing. We go in usability testing with a certain sense of what we think is good and what maybe we think will be a challenge. But we don't just do usability testing to validate and check mark and say we've done good, great, good job, Yves. No, it's, are we really meeting the business and the user objectives with that design and that experience so that we are all successful? There are no design without users taking place, as I said. It will happen, so you can choose to control it, or you can choose to find out when it's already too late. Of course, it's never too late, but it's a lot harder to actually make changes to something when it's been built. Now, housekeeping items. Very important. I expect the work that you will give me for assignment is your own work. I expect you to be familiar with the school policies when it comes to integrity and plagiarism. It is your responsibility. It's available on Blackboard in this class. And it's your responsibility to go through the details, share with you what the penalties are for being late, but I expect the work to be your work. I think it will be hard for you to cheat in this class because the assignments are very specific, but I expect to hear from your story, and the assignment will come from you as well. Yes, you can use references material. Yes, you can use screening material that maybe someone else has used, but you have to reference it, but not use for another class, but use Google, or acknowledge that maybe it's a revise, or you were inspired by someone, you show me the source, and then you've improved it. That is important as well. And if you don't, then and I find out that it came from someone else, you will be penalized to the point that you may not get any marks. But we're following the school policies. Very important. Blackboard. So you all in collaborate. So you are able to access the class. You were able to come to the class environment. And in Blackboard, you're going to find everything. So make sure that you're comfortable with Blackboard, and you will find, let me just share Blackboard again. So this is a course view, but something I want to show you with Blackboard, which is very, very useful, is where you probably have more than one class. There's a calendar. I have put all the assignments with the due date in the calendar for this class, so you will see them. Heuristic evaluation, heuristic moderated UI as well for your class. So that's very, very good, especially if you have more than one classes. But unless the teacher has put the assignment, you will not see them. But because I did, you will. Announcements are where I will put announcement. If we get lost and if we lose connectivity and we don't know what to do next, come to announcement, and this is going to be our meeting point. Course messages is email. So I would like for you to use course messages if you need to reach out to me. If you have questions about the class, or if you would like to book some time with me, we can use course messages, and this is where I will look and I will respond to you in a timely fashion. You found online class discussion board is where I'd like for you to introduce yourself. So come and introduce yourself. What is your role? What you've done, usability testing. How to contact me? We've looked. The textbook, the course outline, and critical path are here too. We are going to be going in more details, but please, between now and even tomorrow, it will be awesome. The course textbook, so how to plan usability testing, as we've said, you'll be better, better, and better. Now, all the assignments and the course material. So the course material is where you will see every week, you will see the structure in Blackboard. And as I said, Blackboard is where you will find everything that you need for this class. So I have divided up the weeks per module. So formal usability testing will be weeks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then non-moderated usability testing. And then task analysis and quantitative. We're going to talk about task. Important. It's because if you know the task and the sequence and the logic that users are using, that will help you for your usability testing and the heuristic evaluation too. Then accessibility. But then this is week 1. So there are some readings that I'd like for you that you should go through. There are some YouTube videos that I would like for you to watch as well. This will only help you to have more context to the class. It will help you understand what it is that we're talking in the class. Then we have the lesson slides. I will make them available now. To the lesson slides, and most likely they will cover today and tomorrow. Then I have some lab practice, which I will make available as well. The lab practice, they're not marked, but I would like for you to go through and do the labs, and you will have time. And for example, if you choose not to come to class tomorrow for hour 2 and 3, then I expect you to do the labs and go through the labs. And what I will do is I will randomly ask people, some of you and the students or the teams, to actually share with me what you have found in your lab. So the lab has a lab practice, and there are actually 2 labs for this week. You can do the practice if you feel that you need to refresh about your heuristic, and I give you the steps. You can do individual or group exercises. But if you want to jump in right to the lab of this week, then you can do the lab for this week. And we're going to talk more about the lab for this week tomorrow. But here I'm sharing the structure for you. But all labs, needs to be completed at the end of each week. So again, I'm not marking you on the lab, but it will help you for the assignments. I will know those that have and done. But if you want to know good in the assignments, then the labs, doing the labs will help you. And then I will randomly ask for some students to share with me what they have done in their labs. And then you can choose how you want to share it. But I will know if you've done it or if you haven't done it. And this is again for your learning and better learning. But the assignments will be really what will tell me if you have done any of the labs or if you follow the class. So Blackboard is our place where we are sharing, and I'm putting everything that you need to know about this class, including the assignment, the class schedule, as I've already shared with you. Very, very important. Deadlines. So, and I've put the deadlines, what the policy is for the deadlines in the assignment as well. But for every day that you're late, you lose 5% up to 5 days. After 5 days, you're not going to be, you're going to be marked. There's no mark. You get 0. So the week is 1 week, and that's, I believe, is the school policy. You have the calendar, the due dates, the assignment all have the due dates. And I expect you to be on top of your schedule and what you need to do and by when. And please try not to wait last minute. It's too late. And then I talk about assign the readings. The readings will help you. The class lecture, you know about when the class lecture are, when, and then which one are being recorded, not being recorded, and all recordings will be available. I will not go through the program. I'll look at the schedule. We've already looked at the assignments. So again, if we go back to the assignments, the very first assignment will be the heuristic evaluation. You have the details. You can already look at the heuristic evaluation details. The deadline for heuristic evaluation is February 4th, midnight, 15%. And then you have the exact details. So you can already start thinking and doing your heuristic evaluation as well. And it's considered as a refresher. So if you feel that you already know enough about heuristic evaluation, you can already work on heuristic evaluation. And then if I'm not mistaken, it's also in teams. Yes, group of 3 maximum. So you're going to need to form teams as well. But I'll give you more. We're going to get to that. But you're going to start thinking about who you would want to work with for assignment number 1, February 4th. So I'm going to try to teach you, do my best to teach you, obviously, new abilities, technical abilities when it comes to usability testing. But if I see opportunities to help you with personal or interpersonal, self-assessment, or time for you to test your own knowledge, reflect, practice, and solving real issues. So we're going to be looking at real websites, and then see how they do from a heuristic, and then see what happens when we do the usability testing, and then what happens when we actually go live with real customer as well. So try to solve and be able to tell the company that you're going to pick, these what we found. These are all the user issues. These are all the challenges for those users, and they are probably suffering and hurting their business, and why, and the severity around them, and how do we need to, and what they should do to improve their business. This is what we are going to do in this class together, and I'm going to take you through the process one by one, week per week. But at the end, you'll be better when it comes to usability testing for sure. So think of teams of 3 to 4. So start thinking about who you would like to team up and pair up with, and please send me a course message. So I like to have one message, and who is in your team. And then I also like for you to think about pairs. Think of a coach. Think of someone you like to pair, because I'd like for you to reflect every week about your learning, what you're learning, what are the challenges with your coach, your pair. You can always do that as teams as well. But what I find with pair and having someone that you can actually pair up with, it's good. They're going to give you feedback. You're going to give them feedback. You're going to see where challenges, and you're going to learn from one another. I really encourage you to actually find someone that you can pair with. But definitely a teams, and please send me names of teams before the end of the week. So that is before midnight tomorrow in the course message. I want to know who's going to be working with, and this is for the term, for all the assignments. We have 2 minutes left into the class. So, and then we're going to continue. I'm going to continue on tomorrow. Are there any questions? Because I think we're going to pause here. Are there any questions about what we've discussed in the last hour, and or not about the class? And let me see. The poll. It's anonymous. Great. So 10 people 11 people have responded. Awesome. And people seem excited about usability testing. So today is a bit boring because we're framing. We are setting the stages. Thank you for answering the poll. I very much appreciate it. You guys are fun. We're setting the stages for the class, and then we are going to go and be diving in. So if you can come tomorrow, come, and then we'll continue. We will continue going through the deck, and we are going to get into the topic. It's not a race. I want to make sure that you guys are going at a pace that you are comfortable with, but we have a lot of things to do in this semester. But if you can tomorrow, come in the afternoon, as I said, per the course schedule, same place, and I'll be recording the sessions, and this session will be available as well at the end of the class. So I wish you a good afternoon. I look forward to our semester together, and we'll see you tomorrow for those of you that will come. If not, then it will be our next meeting point, which will be next Wednesday again at the same scheduled time. So thank you, everyone.